Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about something I feel like I get asked about all the time, and that is my experience applying and auditioning for music school. And today we're going to be talking more specifically about undergrad. I'm in the process of applying to and auditioning for grad schools right now, and we're going to save that for another video. So we're going to talk about where I applied, why I applied there, and all of my best tips and tricks. Quick disclaimer, I was applying at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, so it was like peak COVID, everything was virtual, so some of the processes I went through would be different now. With that being said, I applied to 5 schools for undergrad. I applied to Central Michigan University, University of Michigan, Bowling Green State University, Butler University, and Baldwin-Wallace University. I'm from Michigan for reference. And I was applying for degrees in piano performance. My original list of schools started out way longer than this, but I narrowed it down to those 5 because I'd had trial lessons with teachers from all of those schools and I liked all of those teachers. And I think that's one of the most important things when you're applying to schools, especially for performance, is to have trial lessons with the teachers that you'd be working with, because you're going to be working with these people every week for 4 years. You need to like them and you need to like their teaching style, and you need to know that you're not going to be miserable there, because your teacher can really make or break your experience. I reached out to tons of teachers at a bunch of schools that I didn't end up applying to for trial lessons. As far as like payment for trial lessons, this is kind of just my opinion, but I don't really feel like you need to spend hundreds of dollars on trial lessons. All of the trial lessons I have ever had have been free. Sometimes schools require their teachers to charge for trial lessons, but I personally think it's a really beneficial experience for both you and the teacher, because the teacher can see if they want you in their studio. And also, just as students, do we really have hundreds of dollars to spend on trial lessons? Most of the time, no. I personally only had trial lessons with teachers who did not charge. So it really just all depends on the school and the teacher, just something to keep in mind. So where did I get in out of these 5 schools? So sometimes, depending on the school, you have to get into the school itself and then get into the music school or the music program. It varies a little by school. So technically, I got in academically to all of the schools, but I did not get into the U of M music school. It's never fun to get rejected from somewhere, but I kind of wanted to go to a smaller school anyway, so I wasn't too heartbroken about it. So that left me with Central Michigan, Butler, Bowling Green, and Baldwin-Wallace. I loved the teachers at all of these schools. Bowling Green just wasn't quite the location that I wanted, and if it was out of state, I wanted it to be a location that I really liked, so that kind of chopped Bowling Green off the list. Central Michigan was really cheap because it was in-state tuition and really good scholarships, and I really liked the teacher that I would have worked with. But I just didn't love a ton of other things about it, so I kind of had to cut that one off the list. And then Butler University, I really liked the teacher, really liked the school, loved the location, but it was just too expensive. Even with the scholarships, it was like an absurd amount of money. So that is how I ended up at Baldwin-Wallace. I love my teacher, I love the location. I think it was definitely the right choice for me for undergrad. Now let's get into some of my audition tips and tricks. Keeping in mind that all of my auditions were recorded and there wasn't really a pre-screening round the year that I applied because of COVID, everything was recorded regardless. And I think if I was applying during a non-COVID year and actually had to travel to schools and audition in person, I probably would have applied to more schools just so that I could have had more auditions in case I like completely bombed one. I think one of the most important things is picking audition repertoire that really highlights your skills and isn't just the most difficult thing that you can play or you can sing. I also personally love picking pieces that I don't think anyone's heard before, in addition to like some of the standard pieces, because there's always a little bit of comfort in performing something that no one's gonna know. So no one's gonna know if you mess it up. Something that I would avoid is applying to schools just because they're prestigious and stuff. The prestige of a school isn't going to make it the best place for you. What really will make a school the best place for you is if you like the environment, if you like the studio, and if you like your teacher. Another thing that schools are not always going to tell you is you can bargain with them a little bit. When I was deciding on Baldwin-Wallace, I had gotten a really good money offer from Central Michigan, and so I wrote the admissions office a little email. I was like, hey, I want to go here, but this other school is giving me more money. What can we do about that? And lo and behold, they gave me more money. So honestly, don't be afraid to pit schools against each other. If you want to go to one school but another school is giving you more money, send that financial package right over to the school you want to go to. The worst they can do is say no. Another thing I would recommend, either in person or virtually, is observing some classes at the schools that you're thinking about going to. I like zoomed in to a studio class and like a collaborative piano class and a music history class, I think, all when I was applying to Baldwin-Wallace, and it was really helpful just to see a couple different teachers teaching and kind of see what like the classroom life was like. Another thing you might want to think about when you're applying to places is the other music programs that they have, because some schools, especially a lot of conservatories, are only performance majors, and that is totally fine. But one thing that I do like about Baldwin Wallace is that it has so many other majors, and so I'm also a music history major. They are cutting that program after this year, so like don't apply to BW for a music history major right now. But a lot of other schools have so many other programs outside performance, like education, composition, music therapy, music industry, all of these other things. And so it might be nice so that you can meet people in those programs. Or if you applied for performance and you don't want to be a performance major, as it turns out, you have other options. So in summary, please, if you take anything from this video, if you're applying for performance, have trial lessons. It's so important. Have trial lessons. Look at the other programs that the schools offer besides performance. Pick audition repertoire that really suits your strength and is not just the hardest thing that you can possibly play or sing. Don't be afraid to pit schools against each other financially to get more money, because college is stupidly expensive. And don't pick somewhere based off prestige. Pick somewhere that you really think you'll be happy at and has a teacher that you work really well with. Those were all the things I used, and I think it worked out pretty well for me for undergrad. I will be going through some of those same things as I am figuring out where the heck I'm going to grad school. So stay tuned if you want to hear about that. Comment any questions you have or DM me on Instagram. I'd be happy to chat about all things application and audition. Thanks for watching. See you next time.